I'd like to speak about another Republican senator while I have the floor. My colleague, Mark Kirk. Some of you have seen the video. Mark had a stroke in January. He wrote about it this morning's Chicago Tribune. 52 years of age, the picture of health, a Navy Reserve officer, a United States Senator from Illinois, actively engaged in our state, going back and forth, county to county, city to city. We worked together on so many things, and then on that fateful day, he was stricken, and with this stroke, suffered some very serious damage. I was a little bit disturbed when his surgeon came out and said, well, here's what we can expect. And I'm not going to go through the graphic details, but they were all sobering to think that he would be limited in any way by the stroke. And I was upset because I thought, he doesn't know Mark Kirk. That isn't going to happen. Mark is going to fight back. He is going to be back. And he is going to defy the odds in terms of stroke victims. Yesterday, he released a video. It is inspiring, and I hope that everyone gets a chance to see it. I'm sure it's readily available, showing him going through rehab, showing the efforts that he's making to come back to the United States Senate. Mark called me earlier this week. We've talked on the phone a couple times since his stroke. He's been actively engaged mentally in everything that we've done since the stroke occurred. But every day he tells me that he spends on a treadmill, miles and miles, or walking on a treadmill, so he'll be able to come back. I told him we're on a different treadmill here, and I'm sure he wants to get back on it with us in the United States Senate. But he will be back, and he said something that I think we all ought to remember. He said he asked his staff to count the steps from where he would park outside the Senate chamber up to the Senate chamber. They counted the steps, and they told him 45 steps, and he'd be back in the Senate. And he said the day is going to come, and I'm sure it will be soon, when he will walk those steps, and there will be many, myself included, from both sides of the aisle, cheering his return to the United States Senate. So for Mark, his family, his doctors, medical staff, and all, thank you for this battle. Thank you for your efforts on behalf of our state. We look forward to your early return. Mark and I have a joint town meeting, Republican and Democrat, every Thursday morning, and the people sit there politely as we discuss issues and just love it when we disagree, because we do it without getting angry with one another. He'll be back soon, not only at those meetings, but also covering the state of Illinois as an effective, engaged United States Senator.